Hello YouTube, it's me. Welcome to the second part of this video series. What I want to do now is code the SSL indicator. So this is where you're gonna get your indicator. Go to Google and then search SSL indicator MT5. So it's supposed to be the first one that shows up from MQL5, and then you just click on it, and then you download. Just click on this link and then you download the indicator. Right, and let's go back to our thing. So to load your indicator to your MT5, just open data folder. Open data folder, go to MQL5 and then go to indicators. Just paste it here, right? Paste it here under indicators. Right, so now you go to your IDE and then let's say new expert by the template. Click next, give it a name. Let's say SSL expert version 5 because I've been practicing, but give it any name, just call it SSL aspect. Then you click next. Ignore this, and then now we're here, right? I just wanna. So what I'll be doing is copying and pasting because I type very slow. The video takes so long. So firstly, what I need to add these things, right? They look intimidating, but don't panic. Okay, so yeah. Okay, first of all, I just want to give credit to Dylan Greg. This is his YouTube channel, and this is his GitHub. So what Dylan did was code the indicator, code a strategy from MacDNA strategy. It's on his YouTube channel. Feel free to check that out. So what we'll be doing is editing this code and making it our own, but adding our own indicators, right? So most of the things won't change, but only a few things will change. I just want to highlight what changes, right? So what you see on this code will never change. It will be the same for all of our EAs, right? So even if you don't fully understand it, just copy it as is and then just type along, right? So this statement, the current statements that you see, these are just comments. So the compiler will just ignore this, right? These are comments to explain your code. The include function, these are preprocessor derivatives. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, what this does is this allows us to use classes that are already predefined, like opening traits and closing traits. Right, so now this we're declaring a pointer to this class so that we can use functions inside. Right, you don't have to fully understand this, but you just need to copy it as is. Right, so now we are setting up setting up some variables. So these are the inputs. The input meaning you are able to change these values from your EA, and these are data types. We have a few data types. They are booleans, doubles, and enumeration types. So we just need to Google data types. They're easy to understand, but basically we're defining these data types, giving them names, and then saving values to it. These are just for comments. So a string is a comment, right? If you wanna save this, you just need to put quotes around it and then it becomes a string. Same thing, you see here we're defining an empty string, we call it indicator matrix. So we'll be using this variable to print information on the screen, right? And then we're using this integer value to count ticks that are received, and then we're using this integer value to count ticks that are processed, right? Remember, you don't want to trade on every tick. You want to trade on let's say you'll be trading on the hourly chart or daily chart. So you only want to trade when a new candle has formed on price close, right? Here we just want to keep track of the last time we processed the tick, right? So just want to delete this. So coding is just copying and pasting and debugging, right? So now the first thing I want to do is load our indicator. So indicator values, let's just copy this, right? So this is the so far this will remain the same for all of your indicators and strategies. This will remain the same, right? So the only thing that you're going to be changing is here, depending on the specific indicator that you'll be testing at that moment. So now we are using the SSL. Now we need to go get the input parameters from the SSL indicator code. This is how you open it. Click file, click open, and then go to indicators. So maybe you'll be on MQ5, and then you go to indicators, and then search for the specific indicator that you want to program. Then this is the SSL, and then you just open the code, right? When you open the code, you'll see input parameters. You just copy them in the order that they appear. Right? Copy them in the order that they appear. Go back to expect, and then you paste them. So it's Control V to paste, and then Control C to copy. And then now I just want to change the name here, give it a more descriptive name. This is the SSL period. This is the SSL period, and this is the method that we use to calculate the indicator. And then this is the period. So we highly recommend using comments to explain your code, so that when you come back in a few months from now, you will remember what the variable means, right? Now we need to set up the indicator handling. SSL handling. We just declare it. We haven't assigned any value to it. So now we wanna, okay, let me just explain these functions. So you get these three functions, right? This is a function of type int, meaning it will return an integer value, and then this is a type function on init of type void, meaning it does not return any value, but the parameters that it takes is of type const integer. Const meaning it doesn't change, it remains the same, like constant, right? So this function will run once when the A is initialized, like the on initialization, and then this function will run once on deinitialization, and then this function is the on tick. Well, it will run every time you receive a new tick, right? Okay, so what we need to do here on the on init is to just copy and paste this. So this code will declare a number for a magic number for your EA. I don't think it's trace. I just think a magic number for your EA to identify the EAs, right? Let's say you're trading a few EAs, so you just wanna know what EA open the specific trade. So that's why we assign a value to this variable here, right? Expect magic number. Okay, we're assigning the expect magic number to all the trades. Yeah, it was right. So to all trades, so that you know what EA opened that specific trade. Right, so this is all from Dylan. I'm just copying and pasting. So what we are introducing here is we are assigning a value to this EA, to this handler, right? So this is what changes from this code. You're using a different indicator here. So every time you wanna load your indicators to expert, that's where you do it, right? Because this is a custom indicator, we're gonna use iCustom function, and then we specify the symbol that we want to chart, or the symbol that we want to trade, but just use symbol so that you can trade all the symbols in the symbol function. We just extract that from your chart, right? And then now we want to specify the period, but I usually use period current because I want to test it on different periods, right? So now the next thing is you want to specify the indicator name. So the indicator name, where do you see it? Okay, we've already opened it here, but just you do the same process again of going to the thing and then looking at the name. So you need to copy it as is, right? So what did I do? Okay, I just opened it. So what you just need to do is copy this name as is, right? Okay, copy the exact name of the indicator, SSL channel chart, right? So the next thing that you need to do is load the indicator parameters, these input parameters, in the order that they appear from the indicator code. Where is the indicator? Here. So these are the input parameters, but you just need the variable names, right? Here they are. So we have the MA method, it comes first. MA method comes first, separated by a comma, and then the SSL period. The SSL period comes last, and then don't forget to put columns, semicolons. Yeah. Okay. Let's compile. Okay, we don't have any errors right now, so you just need to keep compiling and testing your code. Right. Okay, now on the deinit function, let me just copy this. On the deinitialization function, remove indicator handle from the MetaTrader cache. So this is just the memory. So remember, when you're defining variables, you're asking the computer to store these values, right? You're declaring and assigning values, asking the computer to store these values in memory. But now, when you're switching off your EA, you want your computer to you want your computer to remove to free the memory, right? Remove those values from the memory. So here we just need to put SSL handle. Make sure this name and this name they're the same. Otherwise, you're gonna get an error. So okay, we're still fine. So we're done with the onIt function. So I hope I'm explaining clearly. But even if I'm not, just copy and paste and then test if what you're doing is working, and then use Google to fix errors, right? So now we are on the onTick function. First thing I want to do on the onTick function is to copy the count the number of ticks that are received, right? This variable is defined above, right? Or what this does is add 1 to it every time a new tick is received. This is from C++, means you just plus 1 there, right? This will remain the same for all your EAs, so you just need to copy it. And then also this remains the same for your EA. You just need to copy it. What this does is to check for a new candle, and then keep track of the time. So basically here, right, you're saving the time elastic was processed, but here you're just checking if this time is the same as the time that was stored. So if not the same, it means a new candle has formed. So let's say you're trading hourly, right? On the first hour, you're gonna save that time. Let's say it was 1 p.m., right? So now I keep checking so now if we're trading in hourly, when it's 2 p.m., right, we know that a new candle is formed. When the time, they're no longer the same. You're comparing 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Now when it's new p.m., that will tell us that okay, now it's time to a new candle is opened, right? I hope it makes sense. So we're just comparing the time on when we last processed when we last processed the candle, right? Ticks, I mean, but yeah, just copy it as is, it will work. Let's compile and see if we don't have any errors. Okay, that's that. We are here, and then now okay, if there's a new candle, process any thread, right? So now let's put the statement if is new candle, if is new candle is equal to true. If is new candle is equal to true, then now what we wanna do is process our thread. So we wanna process trades whenever when we have a new candle, right? So all our logic should go here. So you see, I've opened a bracket and then keep track of this bracket. So whatever logic we wanna put, we need to put it into this if statement, right? Okay, and then now we will just wanna copy this. So this is our string function. So this variable, excuse, okay, these are not the same, right? So here we're just counting the ticks received. Here we're counting the ticks processed, right? Process meaning we did operations on that to keep track of or when was the last time we did these operations, right? When was the last time the last king? Oh man, I fucked that up. But yeah, let me just continue because I've been making many mistakes and I've been restarting this video. But yeah, it's fine. Let me continue. Then these are the indicator metrics. This is the string. Okay, initiate string for indicator variables. This will reset variable each time on tick function runs. Okay, so that will display information on the thing. Let me just compile this and see what happens. Okay, if small letter if. Right, so you're gonna be making mistakes, but the compile this thing will show you what the error is. Okay. Where am I? Okay. And then let's just have the comments function here. So outside of the if statement, you just need to have the comment function. So yeah, so all these variables here that we see here that we defined above, we will be able to see them on your screen using this comment function, right? So this is all from Dylan. Most of the things are from Dylan, so maybe that's why I don't fully understand them, but I know how to use them. I might not be explaining them clearly, but you just need to copy as is. I promise you it will work. Let's just test this. Okay, yes. So if you wanna see something, right? If you wanna see if what you did is right, if you want to debug, I mean, you just press display, resume debugging, then it will show you. So now we want to see if we're printing comments on the screen, and if the indicator is so now we have the EA. We don't have any logic yet, but now you see here we're counting the ticks received and then we're counting the ticks processed. They shouldn't be the same, but because I set my thing to hourly, so this is only running per hour. So let's see. Yeah, this is hourly. So we only processing ticks per hour, right? So yeah, this is what we have right now. We've managed to load our indicator, and then we are printing statements on thing. So here you see you're trading the Euro USD. Last process was on this day, right? And then that's the aspect supervisor magic number, right? So okay, let's keep going. Where am I? Okay, I'm here. Wanna be here. Okay, so let me just show you this. Maybe still copying, but yeah. So now what we wanna do is have a custom function. Just wanna delete this. Okay. We define a custom function for our indicator, right? So the custom functions go here. Okay, these are just comments. These are just comments. Okay, so custom function to get the SSL signals. Okay, okay, let's type this out, but it will take time. It will take time. Okay. The function is of type string. Let's call it get SSL open signals. Get SSL open signal, and then you open see, when I'm typing and talking, I make a lot of mistakes. All right, so that's the function of type string. It's a function called get SSL open signal. It returns strings, right? So that's another thing that you need to understand, functions. So let's copy this comment. Set symbol strings and indicator buffers, right? This you need to just copy as is, man. Okay, the current symbol that you're trading is symbol, and start candle. So we need to explain this, right? We need to explain this. So you need to understand arrays, right? You need to understand arrays. So what we're doing is, let's go to the chart. What we're doing is the indicator values change every time you receive new data, right? So we will just want to store those values, the indicator values, in an array. The explanation is terrible, but I just copy and paste, man. You'll be fine. So the start kingly. So we just need to have an array of size 3. So and then store data in that array. So for man, I'm terrible at explaining. So okay, let's do this. So here we just want to store the first 3 values for the indicator. So this is okay. This kernel is not confirmed, right? So we just want to store the values of this is kernel 0, right? This is kernel 0, this is kernel 1, this is kernel 2, right? So we just want to store these values so that we can check our logic, check the values here. Remember, we just want to trade on crosses, right? So we want to compare the values before the cross happens and the values after the cross happens, right? So we just want to store these values in the array, so that we just extracting those values so that we can compare them and use them, right? So this is how we do it. So here specifying the start of the I can't draw, so okay, let's go here. Let's go here. Let's look at arrays. Oh, come on, my computer is so slow. So just Google price, easy, right? Arrays in C++. It's the same. It's the same with So an array is something like this, right? I hope you can see. These are array indices, right? It's a box with a box of information. So uh you wanna store values in these arrays. Those three values I wanna store from the indicator, right? So this is the index. Index 0, we're gonna save 19, and index 1, we're gonna save 10, and index 2, we're gonna save 8. So this is how you extract those values. Okay, I'm assuming the name of this array is x. So to get 19, you're gonna just type x0. To get 10, you're gonna type x1. So this is the array name, and then this is the value that you this is the index, and then this is the value that you store there. The explanation is terrible, but forgive your boy. Okay, so but if you copy this, it will work. So you'll be fine. And then so now we need to copy this comment. Indicator buffer, indicator variables and buffers. Right. Okay, let's go to our indicator. So you'll be calling different EAs, right? So now buffers are values for these two lines, right? So here we see that there are two lines stored on the chart. So this means we're gonna have two buffers, right? Two buffers means, yeah, we're gonna have two buffers to store these values. All right, let's go to this is the indicator code, right, that we opened. So now here, if you look here, indicator buffers, there are three buffers, right? But now indicator plus, only two buffers are used to plot the indicator on the chart, right? So the other buffer is just for calculations. So this is the first buffer, this is the base, that's the red line, and then this is the pose, that is the blue line, right? So now what we need to know is basically is I think I explained this in the first video, is the buffer numbers, right? It's the buffer numbers. So okay, we know there are two buffers, right? And here, index buffer. Okay, let me do this in order. So there are two buffers, right? And then now they are stored in these arrays, right? So I'm assuming this is SSL down. So this is the base buffer. All the base buffers will be, all the bare values will be saved on this array. And then this is SSL up. All the green values, all the pose values will be saved. Remember, we've got two lines here. So data for this red line is stored on the SSL down, and then buffer for this is stored on the SSL values. I mean, values are stored in the SSL up, right? I hope I'm making sense, man. But just follow along. You get an EA. Okay, so now what we need to do is know these values, right? So now buffer 0 is for the SSL down, and buffer 1 is for SSL up. That's what we need. All right. The explanation was terrible, but yeah, man, I'll stop apologizing. Yeah, that's all we need. That's all we need from here. We did explain this in the first thing. Okay. So let's go back to aspects. So now we need to do the buffer things. So okay, const int, let's call it SSL down. SSL down is equal to 0, right? we just needed to get this variable values, and then we can copy this. And it's gonna be a long video. Yo, let's call this SSL up, and then give it a value of 1. We just needed to extract those values, and then now we need to define arrays. So this is how you define an array. Give it a data type, so of type double, then we'll call it SSL down, call it a buffer, SSL down buffer, and then just put these brackets there, and then we need 2 because we have 2 we're using 2 buffers, so let's call this SSL up. We just want to store those indicator values, right? This is there's our arrays. Let's copy these comments. Okay, so we define an array of size 3, but don't worry about the size. MetaTrader do that for you automatically. So it's of size 3, and then we wanna save a prior and current confirm candle, not confirm candle. So remember the index 0, we're gonna have the prior. The index 1, we're gonna have current confirm candle, and then on index 3 we're not gonna, so but the index starts at 0, 1 and 2. So yeah, I mean, I'm explaining it, but let's copy and paste. That's all right. No. Okay. Okay, previously I called this line the MACD line and the signal line, because that's what they call, but it's fine. Let's call this SSL down for easy explanation, and SSL up lines from not confirmed candle, and whatever, and store the results, right? So now let me just copy this because I'm slow. Let me copy this because I'm slow. Okay, now this is the copy buffer function, but let me show you this. Let me fill this because, okay, this is the copy buffer function. Here we need to put the SSL handler, and then specify the buffer. This will be SSL down, and then starting at 0 and ending at 3. So we just need to supply this value there. What did I do? Start candle. Why didn't I show me start candle, and then required candles? So we just specify that we want to set a 0, and then save three values in the array, right? And then we just specify the array that I want to save that to. So I want to save that to SSL down buffer, right? So same thing here, we just need to correct this. SSL handle, and then which buffer do you want to store there, and then start from 0, store 3, store data for 3 candles, store that as SSL buffer up, right? And just this is just an if statement to check if that the values are stored correctly. We have an error somewhere. What's the error? Not all control paths return value. Not all control path return value. Okay, now because I think it's because we have a function that returns a string, but we're not returning anything yet. So let's just put return here. Let's return a string. What? Okay. Wait. Let's compile. Semicolon expected here. Okay, it's fine. We're gonna add something to that. Right. So. Alright. So here, what you wanna do is get those values, right? So that we can use them in our logic. So I'm just gonna copy this. Copy this. Okay. So yeah, I mean, coding is just copying and pasting. So you'll be doing the same there right now. So just do the just for your first one, you'll be typing, but for the second one, we'll be just changing a few things because we're just trying to get to making EAs. Right. So now we're just extracting those values. We're just extracting those values and then rounding off to 10 digits, right? To prevent errors in calculations. So now I will just giving it new names as well for so current SSL down, extract that from the array, and then current SSL up, we get that from from these two arrays that we defined here. Because here we're saving those values. Copy buffer, we copy buffers from that indicator, store them in the array, and then here we're just extracting those values in the array for our logic, right? So feel free to copy this as is, and then we're gonna be using those values to check if the cross has happened, right? Okay, so and now once we have the values, now it's time to define our logic. Submit SSL long and short trace, right? If SSL crosses over SSL down, that's a long signal, right? So now you just need an if statement. Right, so now we have these values, right? These values, we store them in the array, so we're just gonna be using the names, right? So this is what I did here. So if the current SSL up is greater than the current SSL down and the prior SSL up is less than SSL down, that means a cross has happened, right? We're crossing over this condition. I'm talking with my fingers, I'm forgetting you can't see. So this is this condition, right? So this is the current SSL up. This will be the current SSL down, right? This is the prior SSL down, and this is the prior SSL up. So we're just comparing these values to see if a cross has happened, right? So when this value was less than this one, and now this one is greater than this one, it means that the cross has happened, right? Just simple logic. Where are we? in here. So we need to return long. This is a string because our function returns strings, right? So now we do the opposite for the shorts. Wait. Okay, make sure this thing is closed there. This bracket is closed. And then now, if the opposite happens, we just copy this as is and just change the signs, right? And just change the signs. And then now we want to return shorts, and make sure we close this. We just want to return shorts. So feel free to pause the video and just copy this logic to your thing, right? I did say coding is copying and pasting. We don't have any errors yet. So I'm slow. So if I'm typing, this video will take forever, right? So and then let's do this and then else. Else return see what I mean. I make a lot of mistakes. Else return no trade. Let's return no trade. All right. So now we can get rid of this. Won't give us an error when we compile because we have return. We do return something. Let's copy this, compile this. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now all we need to do now is to go to our onTick function and then process trace. Open trace. Okay, our function is complete. So okay, it's looking good. Excuse. Okay, I was just having a look at something. Okay, we're back. Right. Let's define a string. Remember our function is returning a string. Then let's call it open signal SSL, right? Equate it to our function. So here, just make sure you are inside this if statement, right? If there's a new kernel, we wanna process our threads when there's a new kernel, right? So we get our string to our function, right? And then we just want to have a print statement. Okay, so the function will return long or short, right? Because this is what we did here. It returns a string, right? So here we define a string to capture that value. So variable return long or short pass only on trigger events, right? Then we just this is just for a string for us to see on the chart, right? We're just adding. Remember, we defined this value earlier, so now we're just appending values to it, right? It's called a string concatenate. We're just adding values to that string. So now we're just adding the SSL bias and then returning this value here. So they just need to be the same. Open signal SSL. We just want to print what the function returned here. Right, open signal SSL. Can I compile this? Okay, still fine. Right. Now we want to enter threads. When we're entering, okay, we want to check the logic first, then have an if statement here, close it. Enter trace. So if open signal SSL, this needs to be the same. So copy that value here, put it that variable, put it here. If SSL signal, we want to open a by. For now, we're not opening thread, but let's just print by, right? Okay, we're gonna be opening it there, but let's just check our logic, right? Let's just print something here. Print, say, long signal, just to debug first, and then when the opposite happens, right? Else if this, as if that happens, we want to open, come on, open cell trace, right? And then we just want to print say long, say short, signal. Let's see if this runs. Okay, let's debug. Let's wait for it. Okay, my computer is down. So now I want to check what. Okay, you see here we're a long signal, right? We're a long signal here, and then here we print a long signal, so which means our logic is correct. Let's just check it again. So when you're doing this, you need to be patient and just properly check your logic. Okay, we're not, okay, the currently hasn't closed, but we need to expecting a sales signal there. Long, okay, you see now it's only taking longs. So there's error in our logic. Let's wait for it. So we're not getting sales signal, but we're getting only long signals. Okay, it's fine. Else if, okay, see we didn't change here. Else if returns cell. What does it return? Let me go check there. Okay. Okay, if it returns short, then that's when we want to sell. So we just made an error there. If the function returns short, then we want to check short. So we need to debug again and see if our logic is correct now. So that's the process basically. Just copying and pasting, or you googling, and then you just debugging to see if it does what you want it to do. So we took a short signal there, and then we're expecting a long. You see, we took a long signal there. So yeah, our logic is working. It was a long video, but yeah, our logic is working now. We took a long. So that's the process, man. That's the process. It's easy, just that I'm terrible at explaining, but I hope you're copying and pasting, and now you can just play with it. All right, it's good. This is good. Okay, let's go back. Now we need to have a function that opens our thread for us, right? Same thing. Dylan has already defined the function, so all we need to do is just copy the function, put it here, put it down there, and then we're good to go. Right? Process open trades for buy and sell. Okay, I'm not changing this function on this video. I won't be changing this function, so let me just copy this function because it's been a long video. We're gonna talk about the function on the next video, right? So now I want to copy this function that opens trades. Man, I'm cheating, man. Coding is cheating, right? Let's see. Let's just explain this function. So the function is a Boolean type, is of type bool, meaning true or false. Okay. Then process trace open, this is the name of the function, and then these are the parameters. It takes order type of type enum, right? Enum order type. Right, so type that, and then we set a symbol for the strings and variables, right? We did this before. We define the current symbol, then give price, assign a value of 0 to these variables, right? We define the price, and then we define the stop loss and take profit, right? So then we come here, get price and stop loss, take profit for the open price and close orders. Open and close orders. I don't know. I'm saying price. Okay. If order type buy, right? We need to buy, and then we we are assigning values to these variables, right? Feel free, feel free to pause and type this out, right? So you normalize it. So normalizing is like rounding off so that you don't have errors, right? Rounding off the digit numbers, and then we add stop loss of 0.1. So these values, they're hard coded for now, right? They're hard coded for now, but we're gonna use values later on. So feel free to copy this, pause and copy this, and then yeah, and this video has been long, so we're gonna explain this in the next video, and then where we change this to allow the user to input these values, right? So here we just defining the stop loss and the take profit, and here we're defining the loss size, right? Here that's where we're entering wait are we entering new close? Okay, here we're just closing positions if there was a position currently open. So yeah, man, this is easy. Let's just see it works. Copying and pasting works, bro. Okay, now we need to go open trades. We'll do open our trades here on the onTick function here. So now we can get rid of these comments. Okay, let's just keep them for now. Let's just keep them for now, and then we need to. And it was a long video, but we're almost done. Now we just want to call that function process trades, and then just give it a buy, order type buy, and then copy the same thing. We're calling the function here, and then change the order type to sell. Order type sell. I think this is done. Let's just test it by debugging. We expect it to open trades, and okay, yeah. You see, we opened we got a signal there, open a sell signal. So you see, this thing is easy. Do we have take profit and stop loss? Let's see. Yeah, okay, but they're far. So we're not dealing with money management right now. We just wanted to have an EA that opens trades according to our signal. So now let's just play it out because the video is done, and then yeah, increase the speed, and let's just check it for a few more trades. So we see there we closed this trade and opened a new buy according to this signal. So it's not perfect, but it's working, right? So maybe we might need to define the logic that we close our trades earlier or something when this crosses above this line, or we're gonna have an exit indicator, but we're opening and closing trades, which is good, right? We plagiarized Dylan's code, but we added our own indicator, so it's not that bad. And then it's opening and closing trades, right? So the idea is to test our indicators. We're not testing it now, but we're going to test it for different types of pairs and different time frames, and then that is the logic of adding indicators. Maybe let's do a recap. So we say this allows us to open and close trades using classes that are predefined. Here we are defining variables. These ones they never change, but the string variable, this int is for our EA, and then the strings for the comments, and then this is the apply price, right? And then these values what we see in our screen. Let's go back again. These values here, you see the ticks received and the ticks processed, and the time that we open our try, and then the bias. You see, this is gonna tell you that right now you currently don't have a trade. It's always here in front, right? Or what you see is what's happening here in front. So this will change. It right now we don't have trades, right? But yeah, man, just copy and paste, and then I'm gonna do this for many indicators. The goal is to test like maybe 100 indicators. So on the 10th or 5th indicator that we do, so we're gonna be using the same process. So you get it eventually, and then you're gonna be using the same code to test your own indicators that you want to test. So I mean, this is it for this video. I mean, you're gonna do this recap in the next video. I'm afraid this video is gonna be too long. So I hope I give you value. I gave you value in this video. So like and subscribe, and leave your criticism in the comment, criticism or your input, or I would appreciate your feedback. uh I need to improve on my explaining skills as well. So yeah, I mean, thank you for watching. Cheers.